Good morning friends and welcome to the pre-market view. US markets were up almost about 0.7 to 1% and they in fact accelerated in the last 1 hour of trade as there was some progress in the fiscal cliff resolution issue with Republicans and that is what has led to some kind of a positive sentiment. European markets were marginally down, no major developments, and Asian markets are also marginally up. Japan is up about 0.8% and we are seeing a very strong momentum in the Japanese markets as the expectations has built up about some kind of asset purchase announcement by the Bank of Japan meeting later today in the week. In terms of flows friends, FIs were net buyers to the tune of about 887 crore in the cash market and the domestic institutions were sellers to the tune of about 665 crore. Overall our markets also continue to remain somewhere around 5900 levels and we've seen some buying interest in the banking sector and some of the rate sensitives like real estate and even the high beta metal space over the past few days. But as we have a crucial policy lined up today where general expectations are that we are going to have a 25 to about 50 basis points cut in the CRR. Most of the market participants are not factoring in any repo rate cut as yet, as the RBI governor had indicated that he would do it only in the January or February next year once you see some kind of a cooling off in the inflation data. On that note, let me invite Sharekhan to take us through important F&O cues, ideas and strategies that we can have in the F&O markets. Good morning, Sharekhan.
Good morning.
This 5900 and 6000 is proving to be a sticky level around which the market has been spending a lot of time. But have you come across any other interesting data points or statistics in the F&O markets? Also, given that we have an event today, have you also seen any kind of change in the IVs?
See, the PCR ratio has been hovering around say mark of 1.05 and 1.10, and in yesterday's case also we have seen that it has cooled off marginal, but still it's near the mark of 1.05. Also, on the other hand, we have seen that the implied volatility just before the event, we have seen that it has increased by around say 4% to 8%, which is a huge movement after a long period of time. So, what we feel is that market would witness sharp volatile movements on the intraday basis as the event is lined up today. And 6,000 call options continues to add open interest. And it's still above the mark of 1 crore shares in the open interest. So that would be the level which would act as a hurdle in the short term. But on intermediate basis, what we feel is that 5930, which is also the weekly VWAP level, would act as a hurdle for the market and also a stiff resistance. But if 5930 on closing basis is taken off, then further up move can be seen in the market, and 5,800 would be the support level which we would be eyeing on, as both call as well as put option has witnessed a pretty good activity in open interest.
Right. Any other interesting ideas and strategies that you can share with us?
From intraday perspective, we have identified 3 stocks. Apollo Tyre is looking positive, so one can maintain a stop loss of 86 rupees. Even Havells is looking positive, so one can maintain a stop loss of 607 rupees 35 paisa. And Hindustan Petroleum is looking bit weak, so one can go short on that with stop loss of 285 rupees and 75 paisa.
Right. Thanks a lot for that update.
Thank you.
Friends, here are the important news and events that we are tracking today. First of all, as I said before, today is the RBI mid-quarter policy review meet, where the expectations are that we are going to see about 25 basis points CRR cut. Some section of the market believes that we could also have 50 basis point CRR cut. And as the inflation data over the last 2 months, both October and November, have been below market expectations, some section of the market believes that we could have some positive surprise in the form of a repo rate cut as well. But by and large, the fillers are that it would happen only in the month of Jan and Feb. We've already seen some of the rate sensitive sectors doing extremely well, particularly the banking, the real estate, to some extent auto, so on and so forth. So even if we have a 25 basis point CRR cut, we think that there is not going to be a major correction in the market, because the market would start building in hopes that we will have something in Jan. So overall sentiment towards the rate sensitives is definitely positive. Some positive news for the real estate sector, as the Reserve Bank of India has allowed the real estate developers to borrow from the international market up to $1 billion for the low-cost housing projects. This development is positive for companies like HDFC Limited, LIC Housing Finance, Canfin Homes, HDIL, Prestige and Kolte Patil. Reliance Power is looking at offloading about 5.42% stake in the company through offer for sale route, and that will happen somewhere in December, and as per the market expectations this should happen somewhere around 93 to about 95 rupees per share. For Godrej Industries, there are some positive news as Singapore-based Temasek will acquire about 20% stake in the subsidiary of Godrej Industries, Godrej Agrovet, for a total amount of about 572 crore. So one can go long on Godrej Industries with a stop loss of 302 and a target of about 317 to about 323. Biocon has given marketing and distribution rights to one of the subsidiaries based in Malaysia and Brunei. The total market size is not too huge, about 160 crore, but it could have some positive rub-off effect on the company, so one can go long there with a stop loss of 282 and a target of about 296 to about 301. Coal India, some positive news as the ministry has recommended that they will have only a say in the matter of the principles and the methodology for price determination, and the pricing power would remain with the board of Coal India Limited. So this is a bit of a positive for Coal India. One can go long there with a stop loss of 345 and a target of about 363 to about 369. And Sun Pharma has said that it has acquired Japanese drug maker Takeda Pharma's US units, which is into generic business. So one can go long on Sun Pharma with a stop loss of 706 and a target of about 742 to about 755. And Mahindra & Mahindra is in advanced talks to buy the remaining stake of its JV partner Navitsar in the commercial vehicle JV that they have. So one can go long on Mahindra with a stop loss of 940 and a target of about 987 to about 1005. That's it from all of us, friends. Have a nice trading session and see you tomorrow at the same time.